Locking in the ZSM, we hadn't brought it up yet because we didn't know if he was disabled or not based on when this patch came out. But new Darkin in the top lane. He might look a bit similar to Xin Zhao. Don't worry about that. I swear there's nothing going untoward in the background. They are a streamer team, but let's see if Fofo is able to survive this gank as Hong is taking a really nice angle. Definitely going to lose the flash or die here.
Flashes in, doesn't quite find the route there. Dodges though, Hong. Managed to flash over the shove, and that's first blood. Jace jungle, baby. It's off on the rift.
Yeah, really nice combo to keep that range going on. Let the rise. It is double flashes burnt for LGD, so a potential gank angle from Ning as we do see Hong collected as the stream catches up to us.
Nothing too untoward going about, as it is going to be those grubs started by LGD, and as you alluded to here, Melvin, a little bit of a trade as Ning actually smites early, does have a second smite ready to go.
Ooh, okay, we're trying to do the wall-to-wall steal the dragon, but I think Ning is going to be done before they get in range. Let's keep a look at that health bar. It's going to be very close.
Hong's got flash here, might want it to get in, but doesn't make it in time, so focusing their attention toward that top side. Profane Hydra already finished for Ning here. It's completely foregone any form of shoes, and is making sure that he's nice and strong and able to take down these grubs for the time being. Southwind, though, an initial engage, catches YCX, who's, again, jumped down to half HP, but should be able to just walk this one out. No, never mind. Flashes in, double flash back, and we're all good. Maybe Hong can come and contribute to this dive on the back side of it. No revive yet for Arla, but he'll be looking to stack that up nice and quickly. Shock Blast lands, and Arla, with a Grim Deliverance, might just be able to do enough. Not quite right. And that's Hong taking second blood in the top side.
Ignored. That is folly, but you can definitely avoid him for the most of a team fight.
Ooh, Fofo's aggravated the wrong people. Wow. Double flash in from Hong and Tong Yuen, and they take him down.
It looked cool. It looked cool. We can't deny that. And that was it. That was it. It was no, so the actual intent there was, by the looks of it, to get a bullet time down, but as soon as Sasa shows, Miss Fortune cannot press that button or she is getting the boulder on top of them like it's WWE. So
all the vision, and you can actually see that Hong here getting a lot of value out of this Umbral Glaive, and that Rift Herald that you talked about going to ZSM here, Melvin, is currently being taken by LGD, and it looks for all the world as though with Arla recalling, with Southwind recalling, maybe they could spellbook over and both TP in, but Fofo pushing down on that bot side, this is just a done deal.
Seems like it, and also with that top lane priority, with everybody recalling from ZSM, I think they've just gone and thrown to get it for free, and LGD, in a surprise turnaround, managed to pull out the feats of warfare. Really impressive stuff from them, managing to trade a lot of health bars from both supports. I thought Sion ran the World Championship. I bring him up because if you got the feats of warfare and secured the armor shoes,
I may have to hold that, unfortunately, as Southwind has been caught. He stepped a little bit too close to the Sunfire more than the Sun, and Sasa made him pay.
I really thought with the amount of dashes had that was just going to be a disengage angle, as we do see LWX throwing the bullet time to clear the wave. Should be able to knock this tower down. Big fight starting.
They try to take it though, and YCX actually caught out. Grim Deliverance finds a little bit of health, and Nala just barely able to limp out to safety. Shock Blast, very, very close. And I think that LGD, they take their time, and they should be able to find the dragon anyway.
And
the turret as well.
Well, they get zoned off, and it will secure that vision prio around the dragon. Support being the first and only kill.
Posturing around this dragon. This is where Hong's poke is going to need to go. Southwind, though, he's gone for Sasa. Not the target that we'd look for. There's that hook, and a little flick back. Sasa's half HP. He's actually going down quite quickly. 3-man knock-up, flash out to nowhere. Followed up by a Chain of Corruption, which catches LWX. He's now 1 HP, and Arla actually dives back in. Double heal going to come through from that ulti, but not enough to keep him alive. And Fofo not yet able to contribute to this fight. Ning goes in, gets exhausted, and it's now YCX just chain CCing him. Catches him with the E, knocks him up, puts him over the wall, and it's Xiaoya takes him down with the arrow.
And it's the arrival of that Alistair at the very end. If Ning is not caught out and marked, he will clean up that fight. So excellent timing to just be able to deny the real momentum. But if you can't contest it, which it looks like ZSM is completely ceding the objective, this Malphite is going to be so far accelerated, everybody is going to be up in XP. And the problem is with lethality champions, if your entire purpose is to burst individual targets, he just doesn't have the stats. It's Malphite. He's got the red bar. That means Ala has an insane amount of stats. It triples the gain of adaptive force from his passive.
Oh, hold on.
But he just gets entirely stacked.
Spotted, caught by a supreme display of talent. Follow-up CC attempting to be there.
flash.
Fofo shoves him over the wall. The rest of the team actually doing quite well here. Xiaoya's still alive, still thriving here. And a unstoppable force does take down Ning. Now Fofo, the focus on the backside of this fight. Tongyuan trying to do as much damage as possible. Another exhaust comes out to try and keep Southwind safe. But LWX does find one. He's going to get taken down by the Malphite with absolutely no consequences whatsoever. Sasa managing to raid boss in the front line. Tongyuan comes in to help on out. And now Arla trying to do what he can, has got that revive. Grim Deliverance flashed away from, and Tongyuan stays alive. Now can they actually take down this Zahen as he regenerates up to 1500 HP, flashes into Narnia, and it's actually LGD walking away just about with enough lives left.
From Tongyuan gets out barely, and then everybody goes, actually, I don't think we need to fight the second phase, picking up the dragon while we're in the replay. The wall, but you can see the poke from this Varus Jace is just too much, and with the Alistar sat right there, how can you engage on this? It is just the solo laners duoing the Baron Ning, trying to get an angle, but he cannot approach. There is nobody that feels confident to walk in. Ala going in, but the Baron is down. Dead.
Not quite stolen. It's Southwind, went in there with the spellbook, doesn't get it. Now YCX with that unstoppable on forces. Barely going down as Sasa knocks one up. The revive comes back through, and maybe ZSM might look to rally around this as Arla flashes out to safety. And it's actually a 1-for-0 so far as LGD now storming forward. Flash in, Southwind double knock up to disengage, but Ning falls first. LWX follows second, and the cheese rolls are coming hard and fast from Sasa, but they can't quite chase down another one. Southwind able to roll over the wall. That's LGD taking Baron, taking two, and maybe Fofo to go along with it. Not much mana as he flashes away from the poke.
Danger, danger. Malphite has TP. You can't go in anymore. And we see Xiaoya forcing out the Zhonyas from Fofo. Will they go for the pickup, leaving him to slink away? But it's two mid lane towers, the product, and going to get this inhibitor now. Easy time for these two to rotate the bot or take the base.
With access to that rank 3 ultimate. Dragon spawns in 5 seconds time, and the soul feels like a formality. Now Sasa, the focus of Ala and Fofo down on the bot side, but he gets 700 gold for the turret falling. He's got another 3 members collapsing on him, and he just pops his ulti, walks out to safety, and now that dragon...
do something, but you can see it's just kind of slapdash from ZSM. They can't get in, they don't have a jungler, they're getting chipped down. Nice
chain of corruption.
LWX does trade ADC health.
And I think that's about it. The dragon's already fallen. Now Sasa here, teleported back in.
If this level 14 Kiana kills the Varus right now, but we're going to get to find out the hard way.
Well, he blast cones in one way. There's the spell shield broken, and that's about it. Now there's a Rise coming in. Tongyuan decides he wants to take down Ning. He's going to be able to get supremely displayed into the wall, but you can see the burst damage is absolutely insane as Stasis keeps Tongyuan alive, but the shove's going to knock him over some pebbles, and he will just fall. He turned so much damage back around, though.
Xiaoya
flashes over, double piercing arrow, and it is just curtains here for ZSM in game 1. Yes, Arla will go into the revive, but there are 3-4 members of LGD waiting with open arms to take down this Zahen. Minions in the base, LGD charging, that's game 1.
They had the game in the pocket, and Xiaoya says, I'm going to take this one away for the highlight. What an incredibly aggressive angle to clean up that fight and round out our first game of the Demacia Cup in, I would say, pretty dramatic fashion. Were we expecting this result? It's up in the air. Were we expecting this fashion? Absolutely not.
Now I will say I'm twofold excited for this. First of all, it has to be IG Camille skin for Arla. We'll see how this goes. And I mean, now Ning's homeless. I mean, if I'm this bot side right now, I cannot be trading whatsoever because I know the Xin Zhao is going to be looking to make something happen.
Yeah, this is a bit of a disconnect from the LGD comms here of you have to know that this is the only thing Ning can do is dive you bot lane. As heavy trading... Still only level 2, should tag it 3.
And now it's on Ning. Can he make this dive happen? Xiaoya able to thin out the wave enough. But again, what is Ning going to do for this time? Their only option is to try and dive this. So Xiaoya going to give his best to clear this wave.
He's just lurking there menacingly.
But look, Xiaoya's doing all the work. LWX is 1 HP. YCX goes down. And actually, they make it work. Ning goes down. He doesn't actually die. And that TP is far too late. Now it's whether Tang Yuan and Sasa can clean up. Ning is surely going to fall here. There's a TP in, which means that you would like to give this over to the Udyr. It's an execute onto LWX as well.
Oh, barely. I'm pretty sure that was just on the cusp of the 15-second execute timer. But Sasa gets away. Once again, showing proficiency on this weak side, on the Udyr. Really showing up to be a big force as YCX just going to do a bit of support or combat, trying to stop Southwind from freezing this wave as it will crash. Still going to get all the farm over to LWX off the back of the support item, but it does mean that now, regardless of who you're sending top lane, they are not going to be trapped facing the enemy tower as a... Please don't be a DC. Okay, you know, this is what happens. The notifications pop up about 3 minutes after the pause ends. So hopefully these are just the remnants of the last pause. While Ning is... I thought that this was going to be a one-game rivalry between Ning and YCX, but it's evidently 2.
And you can see this. This is quite clearly when there were a lot of internet issues, and the rest of LGD are just walking back to Fountain. And the way game 1 went, I don't think ZSM are feeling too kindly toward letting them off.
She can invade you relatively risk-free, because she could just send a plant in like this, leash the camp from so far away, and then does not need to commit forward. With, it looks like it's just going to be an objective trade, as Hung is going to 3-quadrant Ning away. However, it should be 3 grubbies over to the Camille Azir team. So I think ZSM isn't going to be too upset with this. Ning will be, but then it comes down to that world champion to play from the behind the gold deficit and see how he can still stay useful.
Yeah, ultimately he is the person who's going to have to deal with the fact that his team are going to be the carries this game. And that's kind of what we would hope to see him. It is very clear, folks, and I will just point this out, that LGD are very clearly still undergoing network problems and just battling through it, it looks like, which kudos to them for that. But currently Xiaoya is walking back to base with full HP and no real reason to do so, as now Hong caught out in his jungle, also very clearly without the ability to interact with his model, and he will fall.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that one was just because of the Leona. I don't think that one was a DC. That's just a Leona CCJ.
Okay, maybe. In the hopes that they will still win the game, and they can say that they won with DC problems and internet issues the whole time, which entirely possible. I don't think that this game is by any means out of their control, but again, to reiterate what we were expecting for this game in particular, the longer this game goes, typically the better we favour ZSM, I would tend toward, with with Camille, Kai'Sa and Azir all on the roster. The expectation 100%. Is that this will do very well later on.
The scaling from LGD is nothing to really underestimate, but it is, I would say, a lot harder to execute overall. The Yone has a lot more potential to get completely blown up by the chain CC that ZSM can pump out the Azir ult to disengage. The Zyra, again, necessitates you engaging into her, but she's such a weird champion. You need to engage into Zyra for her to be strong. But you have to do it slowly, because otherwise she can't spawn saplings, and this happens.
Southwind has decided that the Zyra will die. Hong falls, it's Ning to pick up another one. But how's the response from the rest of LGD? Tang Yuan's gone in, but he's almost dead already. Bursted out by Fofo, and he's just chaining the damage down from those soldiers. YCX flashes to the other side of the blast cone and barely limps out to safety. Finds a 2 for 0 here, and ZSM are playing with their food.
In the driver's seat. With the next objective spawning both being around 4 minutes, they are having full agency to just look for an objective trade and take away the feats. With both side lanes right now getting knocked down for plates with these grubs, I think that it's going to be so difficult for LGD to stop the bleed.
They're going in. Tang Yuan has decided that trying to clear that wave was in his best interest. Southwind has decided, in fact, that that was not the case. And now it's another pick. Is YCX now in trouble, as it looks like
they're back at it again?
Trying to take him down. Is there enough damage in the tank? The Xin Zhao Sundered Sky finds another.
I can't wait if we get to a game 3, because we just get to see Ning and YCX picking champions just to kill each other.
Tainted by the fact that there are very clear network issues going on in the LGD house, but you have to give credit to ZSM for their ability to, at the very least, pilot their composition and take a look at how they're going to look at closing this one out. Hopefully, we can get to see them work towards that soul and the Drake spawning in 2.5 minutes. We've not really got a neutral objective in the foreseeable future. What we do have is Arla wailing away on these side lanes with that Trinity Force already picked up. He's going to take this turret down with very little difficulty and make it look quite simple.
And with Feats of Warfare secured, I do think that that is going to be incredibly bad, mainly because Camille can now build into the up... Oh, God.
Okay, another attempted pick, and it's actually evaded this time as Dankyuan does manage to walk his way out.
That was a bit narrow, a bit too close for comfort as the Southwind CC chain is broken free by the Yone combo. And what I was trying to talk about there was once you get the upgraded MR shoes, if that is what Ale goes towards, the Udyr trade pattern basically does 0 damage to you from that point onwards. Because you just keep getting shields over and over again. It negates everything as now we get the final play coming out from ZSM on the spot tower.
And YCX falls nice and quickly. Fortunately for ZSM, they have been able to push that gold lead. And now with a Kraken Slayer on one side, a potential Sundered Sky on the other, and I can see in the player cams as well, Southwind is going to pet his pet of some choice. They're feeling pretty good about the way that this game is going, and now actually maybe they're experiencing some internet problems.
I think that's everything coming to a stop.
They FF'd. Okay, never mind.
They FF'd?
They FF'd. Full rosters have been
displayed.
2 solo lane mirror matchup. It's Ori Rumble versus Ori Rumble. Okay.
I did mention that Sasa took the aggressive laning runes and really tried to leverage that Nimbus cloak to get a health lead. I mean, it's a double flash trade.
We could very well be diving in the bot side. Xiaoya dodges out on the Q initially, but still falls anyway. It's a very worthwhile trade as it's support for AD. Back into the top line now. Hong flashing onto Arla. No flash on the Rumble. Gets caught by a harpoon. Gets caught by another auto attack, and Hong takes another.
Wow. He's level 6 yet, though. And that is one of the scariest engage tools. Without flash, the Nico can get pushed away, but as soon as she tags over to it, it's intimidating.
Oh, Chain of Corruption lands, though, and Southwind might not even be getting a chance to participate in any fights as they fall very quickly. Ning forced to use on conclusion.
And an added benefit as well, picking up the 3rd kill means that part of the Feats of Warfare goes over to LGD's pocket. And I wouldn't say LUX is having a great time topside against Tang Yuan's Orianna. Not exactly a favourable matchup. Some shockwave action on whoever is locked up. So overall, ZSM got the priority, but scary to do.
Fortunately, Melvin, your words were received, and once again, you've continued to make waves in China as Southwind hits level 6, knocks up YCX even, and takes him down in one fell swoop.
He's leveraging the Xin Zhao engage. It is on a ward, scrying that one out, but Hung not wanting to get away with this without a bit of a contest. It is double lethality and an Orianna over the wall. This is a really hard dragon to take, and it looks like ZSM just forfeits it.
TY for the leash. Hung comes in, finds a quick pickup on a dragon that had been pre-baked almost. The one of the two particularly proficient at either. We'll see, though, with no neutrals up for the next 2 minutes or so, could very well be a bit of a quiet state or give a little bit of time for LGD to get a little bit crazy as YCX hops over the wall, takes down Southwind, and it's another time this Nico's caught out 0, 3, and 2.
Okay. Going for the snap engage over the wall is going to result in losing not just the mid tower, but also the feats. Going over to LGD, this is going to impact as soon as checks inventory. Anybody except for top lane buys a tier 2 shoe.
Yeah, and we will get to see whether or not these boots end up being really that important. And now mid lane caught out by a Tangle Barb. Here comes the flash to follow, and Xiaoya with nowhere to go. Flash is on top of his slow, and a Void Seeker from downtown takes down the Varus.
Really good chase down, and getting more gold into LWX is essential. We need to see that as Southwind getting chunked down by Hunger.
That was a little bit more than a chunk as he got pretty much one-tapped there. Double equalizers, double burns, and now Ning not quite able to fall as Arla finds the shutdown.
Incredible that they have identical CS as well. It makes looking at the HUD really trippy, I will say.
Yeah, it's not easy, and this is just the beginning, I feel, of our potential blind pick matchups. Now, we do get to see a trade coming through, or at least an attempted trade, as it is LGD who handily take control over the bot side and take that dragon. ZSM trying to take down this Herald. It is sniped out by Ning, and now LGD are going searching. Tang Yuan flashes in. It's a trade of shockwaves, and unfortunately for Tang Yuan, he definitely comes out on the rough end of that. But in the mid lane, LWX is caught. He's burst in an instant. No flash, no dodging that chain of corruption. And this is a second turret now that is falling in the mid lane.
This lethality Jace is just so scary.
Across the rift. So eyes really on Arla to see if he can make the difference in these team fights. Alternatively, can Sasa have a big impact as YCX finds 3. Shockwave connects onto 2, and there's an equalizer over the top. Thus far, a 1-for-1. Both supports are dead. Arla flashes out a piercing arrow, but Sasa decides that he's going to follow him through. Electro Harpoon connects. Ning now a little bit low. LWX getting caught out by some poke as well. And Tang Yuan limping forward, walking his way into danger as LWX just barely limps out to safety.
We get a bloodbath, we get flashes blown, we get teleports blown, and I think that that is going to be the biggest thing. Regardless of the kills, regardless of where the gold went into a cheeky angle, look for the Nico ultimate. It does have flash up essentially, and tear up the Varus, tear up the Orianna, and the Jace really before they get a chance to play. Tang Yuan is lurking in a bush right now.
Yeah, calls the shockwave there, actually, to just a 1 versus 1. He might just kill Arla outright, though. Using that shockwave very well. Arla, once again, dying with his ulti available. Doesn't contribute to the 1v1. Doesn't contribute to the wider scale team fight. And LGD find 2 for the price of 1.
Absolute battle on 2 fronts there. Ning was looking at his bot lane, going to help, and then gets jumped on by who else but YCX and co. Absolutely bursted out before this Atacon, and it will be a trade. LWX trying to pick up some gold, but we have Sasa coming to stop it being a second tower mid. And now, with the dragon spawning in just a few seconds, I have to imagine that this is going into LGD's favor as well.
Just my side or not, but TP comes back in, and it looks like ZSM, they might want to contribute a little bit more to this fight. That's a weird pathing for a cannon minion, but once again, YCX! 4-man Magnet Storm, the equalizer over the top, and Sasa just ripping them to shreds. Another one on the list for this support. YCX will fall, but LWX falls with him, and now Hong decides, does he want to take a fight with Ning? Absolutely not. He'll take the Raptors instead.
Nobody suspects the second shockwave and second equalizer combo, as it is going to be Hung chasing down his opposite number, bullying them down, solo laner in the pocket, and in the meantime, well, take a look, they're collecting the 3rd dragon. I think that was really the call from ZSM saying, if we don't fight now, then when?
But there haven't been any big hard-hitting shockwaves. There hasn't really been any ball delivery systems, and there hasn't really been an equalizer that's looked threatening to Xiaoya.
Did have to burn Arla's equalizer onto the top wave to not lose that tier 2 tower. It is one of the only 2 turrets they have left that is not a base tower right now, while their only points to be able to walk up and contest a Baron threat in the next minute from LGD. It is really important for ZSM to keep this tower alive and just give themselves a little bit of breathing room, get their jungler a little bit closer to the Baron. But how do you do it when you can't even stand there?
Flash away from the chain of corruption. Arla, Southwind looks for it, finds 1, but YCX finds 3! Beautiful. The shockwave combo comes through, and ZSM fall like a hot knife through butter. They are slaughtered. 4 for 1 there, as yes, 1 will fall, and LWX goes down after. A ace for 2.
The internet may have been down for LGD, but in the 3rd game, it is all a magnet storm tearing apart ZSM. No way to stand forward against this Rel. YCX having an absolute clapping of a game over his opposite numbers. Southwood picking up 1, 2, losing that top tier 2, and having no actual angle in. I think it is all but done and dusted for LGD this game.
Yeah, they should be able to take this one home. They are
going so aggressive. They do end up falling to LWX, but now we jump back into live as a Rumble is dead. Arla is down.
Arla's down. Southwind's going to follow. I don't think that the equalizer was needed, but taking Ning out as well will certainly make this job nice and easy. ZSM on the last legs for this series. Just the 2 members trying to group up on the spot side. YCX, Hex Flash ready. He's going to try and take another one over this wall. And you can see Fofo takes a good amount of poke, decides, nope, I'm backing off. Oh, Hong flashes over the wall, lands a shock blast, flash out from LWX, who decides to recommit, has to try and make some sort of a play, but now he doesn't have flash for the second Q, and Hong goes to the skies and takes out the Kai'Sa.
That is a 4-level lead on the Jace over the Kai'Sa. It was certainly an effort from LWX, but at this point in the game, it is such an incredible
double shockwave under the Nexus turrets and a chain of corruption to find 2. This is the victory dance for LGD. They take down 4 members in the base. Why not make it 5, and we'll have some Nexus turrets to boot. Fofo may live, but LGD start their Demacia Cup strong. And with that big front line being put up here, AC, it is the Lulu that comes into the support role to actually round out this composition. So saying, actually, just because we've been able to take this hyper tank into the top side, we actually feel confident. That being said, Hacker walking over a ward through the mid lane to know that he's looking for this dragon. There are 4 people here from WE looking.
Oh, you're in trouble now, Hacker. He just walks straight into that one, but the spring display of talent only catches 1 player. First blood drops in the favor of About Dragon for Team WE, and all hell breaks loose as FRK blindly walk into the river.
To sort of sit and wait. You know, we think about the power that these late game teams have. Both of these rosters are playing with very, very high power AD carries as we move into the late game. And I would say that SMLZ is going to be able to stack relatively freely as we move into that late game, that he's going to be able to secure himself on when we hit these team fights. One of the problems with Smolder that sometimes, and this is in very niche scenarios, that can happen.
Going for a death ball coming down the river from the mid lane, pushing in together, clearing out everything that FRK have worked for, and they're being ran straight into a pinch. They're forced to engage on Karis. The ball is right on the smoke screen, but they're splitting their attentions. Monkey straight for Wink. Wink goes back in with the grand entrance. Hacker right around the corner as well. Perfect execution onto the jungler. If they get the smite, this is good for Team WE, but the display of talent isn't going to get him anything done. Wink falls. Hacker goes in next, but they're able to survive. Smite is still available from FRK. Will Team WE engage on the dragon?
Go in, sort of bait out Cry and make sure he doesn't contribute to the fight, and then it will end up in securing the dragon as well. For all of the fighting and all of the action here, AC, we've only found 2 kills thus far. WE that are coming out on top.
Pushing out as well, but Crying, he's got nothing for the next fight.
I mean, in fairness, the fact that Crying survived there is a pretty big win. Might not this one, though.
Oh, what are we doing here as Wing might be in trouble? Monkey's trying to sustain through. Decimating Smash doesn't land, and now 3 players are coming down to try to take down Cube, but he is looking massive at 1/3 of HP. It takes 3 players to get him down, but Hacker finally manages to chomp down his HP bar with a display.
Struggling, I will say, relative to the pace of this game. Is not a strong Yunara just yet. Probably wants that Infinity Edge to be finished before he will be. It looks like SML's wins that second.
Quickness goes straight for the back line. They find About. About might be in trouble, but the wild growth does keep him alive for the time being. Hacker's trying to chase away, but the flash equalizer is great. About is in trouble. Nowhere to go but back to base, and Yao Yao is going to be cuddling with him on the pit.
Actually makes it work there. It traps About on the side of the wall so he can't get out to safety, and actually puts FRK probably back into the gold lead here. TP's down to the bot side to catch the wave that's coming in. Top wave is caught by Crying because he's able to just walk up here. And now Hacker can take the Herald as well. Back to the fountain. Even still, we find ourselves back out of this where the Feat of Warfare has been secured by FRK. We're still waiting on those Feat of Objectives. It's 2-2 right now as first brick goes towards WE. So we are waiting very patiently to see. You can see Yao Yao is a level up over Wink, which is where that's come from. Wink has been sacrificing, has been moving Fearness.
Oh, Fearness might be in trouble. Yeah, that's going to be a rumble down for the count. That's probably going to be Team WE securing the feats of strength here with the last dragon. I don't feel like FRK have any way to go into unless Cube decides to unstoppable onslaught straight into the backline without anyone from Team WE being able to back up. Dragon finally falls for Team WE, but the call is just do not engage, Cube. Stop it. Quite find it, but I do want to bring your attention over to Hacker. His second item was straight into a Serpent's Fang. Oh! Oh, public execution does not land. Hacker flashes away from the unstoppable onslaught, but the tower goes down for Team WE. 4-man stack in the bot lane. Crying solo taking tier 1 top, and it does seem good. A good status quo here for FRK. Will SMLZ be caught off alone here? Karis doesn't quite find the courage to jump over the wall and try to take down the baby dragon.
Scary to look at, but you can see SMLZ may be caught.
Oh,
he's just dead.
SMLZ is definitely caught. Mom was called, but it's not enough. And now Hacker's trying to steal away the Otacon. 2k HP. Wink flashes back to try to get someone, but it's Crying that steals it! And he gets a kill on Monkey as well. Everybody's debuffed. Crying falls for the sins of his team, but ultimately secures the Otacon for FRK. Anything else here is a bonus. Cube goes bye-bye, I'm done with this, and we have a pause straight after the Otacon.
Power of the Enchanter really helping him out.
Oh, that's
making
so...
sure that he can stay safe. And as you quite rightly allude to here, AC, where are FRK? The soul has spawned, and they're trying to clear out a top side. Successfully so, granted, but it's come at quite the price.
Yeah, it's an Infernal Soul. It's something that would definitely benefit FRK here if they wanted to progress throughout game number 1. Oh, what a perfect public execution coming through from Team WE. SMLZ is down, and the massive threat of the baby dragon being stacked is taken out, meaning that WE just absolutely take over the map here.
Yeah, and bot side, Karis 1v1's Fierceness under the turret. Manages to take him down. That was a little bit ago, it looks like, because he's now already back up and spawned. Must have been whilst we were in the replay after the Atacon. Alone, or should his team be there to support him? The point is that he's missing out on time there.
But he's got no peel. The composition from FRK is built around having engages, having damage. Hacker might be in trouble as the supreme display of talent has been used, but Cube's the one that takes the kill. Winks between a rock and a hard place, and right over the wall you have Karis throwing down shurikens, throwing down the kunais, and taking everybody home with them. About his 5-1-1, and this is as good as you wanted Team WE to be on at this point in time, because Baron hasn't looked so free in ages, and look at Karis baiting everything out of FRK. Mom is used, Equalizer is used, and Karis just flashes away with health bar.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Karis goes back in there when the overheat's active, but no, he thinks better of it. He's got 16 stacks on a Medjai's that he's got to try to protect. The way that these teams have been positioned, WE are always with Cube in front, and this has been the WE mantra for a while, is that they put Cube up front, sacrifice his own individual situation for the good of whatever it is the rest of their map is doing. Be it Monkey on the Ambassador screens, people at home. There is an Elder Drake spawning in 2 minutes, and whilst that may seem a little bit further away, I think it's the most likely instance, although about...
Jeez Louise, even about his frontlining at this point in time, it don't matter if SMLZ has RFC or not. He's just gonna eat it like a champ, and look at about, he's still alive. Hacker tries to go in, he doesn't find the kill on about. What a flop there from FRK, and the dive happens as Monkey goes in for the public execution, leaving nobody left but Fearless under the 2 towers of the Nexus. It's open mid here for Team WE as they're looking to close the game.
Open season as well. WE take game number 1. It's once again an L for our stream teams. And WE return to their winning ways to begin their venture in Demacia Cup.
And what a way to begin. But it is going to be the Jungle Pantheon.
Yes, it is, and that's absolutely fine, given that we see Lucian Braum locked in as a duo down on that bot side. So that stability that we talked about with the Corki items, such quintessential cornerstones of this champion. But you can see FRK actually already looking to be quite aggressive early on, where I think WE should be the ones doing this.
Exhaust on about might be in trouble. Barrier is used. What a seismic shove. First blood goes into Monkey. Can they get more out of it? Yes, they can. They drop about in the meantime, but Realm Warp says bye-bye. We're out of here. SMLZ and Crying managed to disengage, but can they disengage completely? Flash out of SMLZ from the seismic shove. Flash over the wall. Can get the concussive blows on top of Crying, but SMLZ tries to turn it around. He gets Monkey. SMLZ finds a kill.
Dodge, but again, I do think that WE are the ones who should be looking to push this lead and try and generate a lead, really. I think that their life is going to become a lot harder as this game gets later and later, as Wink dashes back in. 4 people bot lane.
About get out of there. Leave your support behind. Yao Yao's already committed to the sacrifice. Can they get something in return? No, they can't. The calling comes through, but...
With the blind pick, Casante in the top side is up 20 CS, up 400 gold. Probably a plating in there as well. This is a very good start for the FRK top laner who, you know, in game number 1 went a little bit under the radar, but in game number 2 is seemingly handling Cube very, very well.
It's in the top lane, but... Fearness is miles away. He recalled on the timer. He decided, you know what, there's no point in sticking around if we're not going to contest the grub, so I'm just going to take this time to recall and grab myself some more items. But I really need to start doing so. They already got one of the feats of strength. Oh, looks like Wink might have been caught off. Heal is available, already used. Flash could be used as well, but Monkey is the one that's going to take the pick here. It's good news for Team WE. Come the time, but... we'll see if it makes any difference. Let's see if he can push, like you said, push the envelope here. Is about as caught off again. Magnet Storm is good. The Redemption falls down, keeps him alive just a little bit. But Fearness is the one that collects the kill on a 4-man collapse mid. FRK.
We see about walk top side. There's a Casante there. Knows that if he walks, into the lane, he's walking completely away from safety. And the way that he has to go is the way that we see Wink realm up into the mid lane. Hold on,
whoa, into tower range. What are we doing? They swap aggro with Wink. In comes the Grand Starfall right into the backline of FRK. Cry and SMLZ might be in trouble, but Fearness comes in to save the day. Wink is on the wrong side of the fight, but he flashes over the wall, or actually he's over the wall.
Spear.
Finally gets caught off by this spear.
I'm 0-3 now, not earning as much gold for taking him down as any of the other members, and now Karis caught out, nowhere to go. Weaver's Wall ready, but...
Weaver's Wall ready, flashes out, still gets caught by the Rune Prison. It's going to be Hacker who collects the kill, allowing FRK to finally take some priority.
Even currently, with the Rift Hold going down, that's going to extend that little bit of a lead, and that FRK even are probably going to struggle their way through the next 5 minutes or so before starting to turn into that really powerful team.
That's a knock-up, but they're not in a position to promote a dive, and Cube's gonna lose his passive for the oh, he heals off towers. Sure, that happens. Okay. Cube heals off towers. Yeah. Towers down, that's 2 towers in favor of Team WE, but the Herald summoned in the middle lane to try to respond by FRK. Will W have a response? So far, no show.
No, Wink gonna show up here. I like these baits that we're seeing Wink do, where he's just queuing, knowing it's not gonna reach, but could reach in Q flash range, and he's seeing if whether or not he can try and bait out a dash, bait out a flash from somebody. And now who's gonna face check this?
It's going to be Monkey that tries to engage on SMLZ, forcing him to flash out once again. Hacker and Cryin are in the front line, and you see Fearness try to teleport in alongside the teleport of Cube. Will they get anything out of it? Yao Yao's already down for the count. That's a member disadvantage for Team WE. They want to disengage out of that one, but you see the Grim Deliverance coming in. Could it be the time to shine? No, it's not, as WE are getting decimated, but look at the backline. About is free. About is doing everything he can to stay alive. It's a triple kill on Cryin. But it's an ace for Team WE!
Try to make it work regardless. We'll just quickly call out that Karis on this Talia has been part of every single kill of this game so far for WE, and he's looking to make himself mode in more.
And that's another kill on Wink. Cube's the one that picks it up. Nice little combo here from Team WE, forcing FRK to actually pull back towards the lane, and this is going to allow them to have priority over the Otacon and over the incoming dragon that's spawning in 3 minutes.
Yeah, 20 seconds time on the respawn from Wink. Might be able to spellbook and TP on in, but we'll see how that plays out in just a moment. 10 seconds on the respawn. Now WE trying to clear this wave out on that bot side, trying to build up a little bit of momentum for them as that Atacon getting ripped lower and lower, 8k, and now the poke comes through.
But they're all debuffed. We should stop Otacon here. Team WE, they need to make a call. Either disengage, fully focus on the Otacon, or go for the fight. They're going for both at the same time. The smite comes down and it fails completely. It's on the side of Team WE. Can they pull the fight now? SMLZ is in trouble as Cube is trying to chase him down, but on the backline, Cryin is 3v1ing his way. A double kill falls on about, and it's WE's game to take as SMLZ and Wink don't have anything left in the tank to promote this fight any longer.
They have a good time and a good fight and pick up the neutral objective to boot. This is now WE in the full driver's seat for this game.
Absolutely, and About is really starting to flourish once he gets the confidence with playing. Maybe we can get a fight out of it. Maybe we can win that fight. Maybe we can close the game. We'll see how it goes.
I will say,
Oh.
flash engage.
Yeah, flash engage. Immediately the Glacial Fissure comes
Look at
down.
Cube.
Fearness is in the back line, but he's really, really low already, and the all-out has been used. Cube gets yet another kill. Smiter is down on FRK's side. The Weaver's Wall gets something done, and WE just dominate fight after fight after fight, and Pinks come down on the Baron while they split with Monkey on the Dragon.
Yeah, it's a 4-for-0, and Wink has absolutely nothing to say about it. No engage from the Realm, no disengage either, and his team just gets absolutely slaughtered. It's going to be a double neutral objective take for WE, and this really does put everything
into the arms of his jungler Monkey, where they gain teleport coming in now in the middle lane of WE. They force to focus on to Cuba. Cuba's alive and well. He goes in for the ultimate, and he's still alive in the back line. Look at the passive. He is back, and he is ready to jump through FRK. FRK are looking like they're in trouble. Wink is down for the count. In goes the Grand Starfall to take yet another player down from FRK, and that's SMLZ, leaving only 3 alive. And with the Baron in hand, WE are looking to close the game.
They got the bot lane. They've got a 3 versus 5 now. Cryin, Hacker, and Fearness need to contest this to stay in this series.
Oh, will they do it? Will they be able to? Fearness is trying to tank as much as he can. Cube no longer has his passive, which means that he's a valid target. FRK are alive with 4 players. Fearness might be down for the count. Black Cleaver doing a lot of damage, doing a lot of work here for Team WE as they chase down the kills under the inhibitor tower in the bot lane. The rest of the squad of WE want to send a message. The Nexus is completely open, but they want to fish the players of FRK straight out of the well, taking down Cryin, trying to take down Hacker, but ultimately it's WE who take the 2-0.
But just in sort of the terms of, we've got Pop Blossom, we've got Rek'Sai going in, we've got Zin going in, you know, we've got a lot of knock-up, sort of, I won't call it full-on juggle potential, but a lot of really solid stuff like that. Should not expect too much. I've got to imagine that we're already on our toes, but it looks like Kurako already trying to go in, looking to close the distance, trying to find something. We're going to get a little bit of harassment, a little bit of damage with this turnaround immediately. Is the tether going to pop down? Kurako in a bit of trouble, already getting close to going down, looking for the first kill, looking for the first blood, and we might just have it. We do not escape to safety as MF picks up a clean kill for herself, starting off game number 1 with a bang.
Over, that's not 1XN, that is missing. Changed into the Yanara, 1 grub already secured, and looks like LNG happy to, as of right now, at least take that, but to see LNG walking in.
Not a super great spot for up. It looks like we need to get a little bit more animation. Oh, Kiana going to take a whole bunch of damage and immediately go down, removing their advantage that they had before, giving themselves a little bit of gold in their pocket, tying our score up 1-1. But most importantly, the Void Grubs, the objectives are going to go to LNG. That's going to be a powerful tool they can continue using, and denying that from the Scion is going to be super important for those macro plays. Karma here for the vision, so I think that's going to be the plan as we go in.
Oh, big Pop Blossom.
Gonna lock down as the dramatic pause kicks in almost immediately. Unfortunately, a little bit hard to cast what's going on here. Hopefully I didn't also lose connection. That would probably be the better of the options of this one. Gebetto, can you still hear me? In sort of a neutral position can be something you can play into, because like it can be very great if you have this gold in bot lane, but not so much if it does not go anywhere. Ooh, bullet time going to get activated, almost taking down the Nico. That's going to be a flash no longer in the wheelhouse, so that's going to be flash and heal automatically down for that Nico, and capitalizing on it immediately as Kiana goes in, mops up a kill. Rek'Sai here looking for their pound of flesh. Tether coming out. Victor, there might be an angle there. Is a potential spot here in order to lock down Yanara. Yanara going down about half HP, but nothing really to write home about. Our score once again tied up 2-2 as Zen looking for him a little bit of revenge, but it looks like he's only going to find heat instead. Going to get locked into the wall by Kiana and going down to less than half HP. Going to fall to pieces. Another kill falling to up. This is a little devastating for the other end. It looks like we did pick up a kill in the top lane as well.
LNG, there's a lot of talent on this roster, especially like missing from the whole lot. Nice ult there from Kiana. We'll get a nice punish on the base there. Bit of disrespect from Croco. But yeah, LNG's got, one of the biggest reasons that I have concerns for this player is the fact that you touched on a hold on.
Starting a fight. Bullet time going to get activated. MF getting so close to going down, but almost doesn't count in this case as we actually pick a kill. Kiana there on the immediate response. I've got to say this reaction time by Up and these plays on Kiana are absolutely phenomenal. We're 4-1 on one of the scariest junglers in the game. Looking for a fight here. This could be pretty awkward. However, if anyone can pull it on, there's going to be Kiana. Looks like we're going to go Sion in, looking for the damage. Trying to buy a little time. Drake's at about half HP, dashing over the wall. We're a little disjointed when it comes to Ultra Prime. So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to give up that objective. Use the kills to segue into getting your hands on some of these objectives, because the objectives win you the game. Ooh, Rek'Sai going in as Karma gets immediately melted and taken down. Tip of the spear for LNG, especially if they're looking for some sort of recovery. Shelly, it looks like we're going to start a fight over it, sitting about almost about 1,000 HP. Going to get taken down. Pop Blossom in. Unfortunately, not able to hit really too much as Kiana buys some time. Bullet time going to get activated. Looks like we're going to try to look for the damage. Rek'Sai once again trying to lock them down, but can they kill this MF? It looks like no, we're not. We're just barely going to keep ourselves alive as the redemption comes down in the background, and Up absolutely wrecking the competition. Kid still go either way as Kroko in a little bit of danger, activating the Crescent Guard, gonna fall to pieces. Dead Sion going in looking for the damage, but Yanara is still hard to walk into, but Up comes out smelling like roses. Sorry about that. Was testing to see if my color was back as we roll into that, but what a great performance by Up. That was just from front to back. That was super, super great. I was a little bit worried. We're supposed to lose this matchup in Rek'Sai, and the fact that he's finally turned it around says a lot for the player's skill.
Sion's also just one of those champions that, like, you can say that about a lot of matchups. Oh yeah, Sion's supposed to lose this matchup, but he's so strong right now.
Just pop out of that at least, except for the fact that Sion is down, an important tool to play with. Still looking for an angle to try to lock in this Drake. The positioning has switched a little bit better in Up's favor. Ultra Prime still looking for this fight if they can, but they need to be very, very cautious for it. This is a good opportunity for LNG to try to turn around. Drake is going to go down. We're going to try to start a fight over here. It looks like Kiana's going to run directly into a bit of trouble. Going to run into the Rek'Sai, but their team is there immediately once again to respond. This response time has been absolutely phenomenal. We got the objective. It may not be the worst thing to fight in this, but the big thing is you're playing into Kiana. Shockwave going to get activated into the bullet time, looking for the damage. LNG absolutely disjointed as another kill goes down. Pop Blossom on 3 could turn things around, but I'm not sure we have the wallet diff now trying to go in. LNG falling to pieces, having a really hard time of it. Absolutely getting taken down after kill after kill. Falls to Ultra Prime. Kroko on the run, trying to get away from this Kiana, and he's the only one.
I'm back. Chair for a long period of time, waiting for that pause to like fix, waiting for the games to connect, and missing caught.
Starting a fight once again, and Yanara immediately gets nuked. We try to take down a little bit more for a couple of kills. Looks like it was missing to die instead. Bullet time gets activated, but immediately stopped as the Crescent Guard goes in. LNG finally seeing an opportunity, at least getting something, doing a 1-for-1 trade factor. We've seen already the amount of damage and sort of insanity Victor can do, especially when it comes to these neutral objectives, but the same thing could be said for Orianna. Orianna likes to play in these neutral objectives. Starting to fight over here on Kroko as he steps just a little bit too close to the sun and gets taken down. And just like Gebetto's saying, this could easily turn into a Baron turn. I don't think you want to dig this hole deeper.
Well, it's the sole point, actually, for LNG. So, like you said, they are getting something on the other side of the map. This is an important part of the game. Soul point is important. Ocean Soul is pretty decent this game. You've got these tanks that like to fight, right? The Sion 5. This is absolutely not the outcome I was expecting from this team. They're playing really well together, and a lot of these players, Korak, are pretty new to the LPL and pretty new to this roster. I mean, I think both, like the full top side, stabilizing out this siege, as Ultra Prime haven't really broken open any of these towers just yet. Still got another minute of Baron, so not a whole lot of time. Shockwave is big!
Ooh, Saber looking for the damage. Unfortunately, the bullet time not able to, are pushing out the other side, and we turn that into a nice little, we still have a little Baron buff, so in order to get this other T2 would be super, super nice. That does free up and give them a lot of much needed pressure for this upcoming objective, Gebetto.
Yeah, Baron's worn off now, so last remaining tier 2, last remaining inner turret. Let's see, can Ultra Prime get in here? They've got Shockwave back up. Oh, there it is, it missed. Big miss.
Little unfortunate. We take another T2 in mid lane, so pop off, and we're gonna have a harder time sieging. Starting to fight though inside the jungle as Kiana finds Zen, and this should be an easy kill. Yes, indeed.
Now against the Kiana matchup, as Ultra Prime looking at the bot lane.
Sheer in what is potentially a bit of trouble here, but if I think anyone can get out of it, it is going to be the Rek'Sai. It'll remain to be seen going forward as the most important event. But honestly, like, if you're up, you're going to be happy with this game overall. For that vision time, going for that red buff that I was talking about, so denying that from the other side is going to be super great. Right on top of the back of Baron. Sion just refusing to take any damage whatsoever. Kroko in a bit of trouble, going down about half HP. Sion going to pick up a stun, but really just does not care whatsoever.
Wow.
Finally, Kiana gonna find their angle going in, gonna take them down. Bullet time gonna get activated. Karsak gonna do the exact same things. Then in trouble, looking for an angle, looking for a lifeline, but is only gonna find death for his trouble. Sure, he's got a guardian angel, but it doesn't matter because Up is here to kill them and their angel.
I think that Ultra Prime might be looking for an end here. Langchan TPs to the mid lane to stop the wave getting cleared out. Ultra Prime barreling in on the top lane. Don't know if they can end. It's a bit close here. 30 seconds on the respawn. Do they have enough damage?
Inhib down, looking for a kill here on the fountains. That time will be important. Pop Blossom able to buy a little time as Kiana goes in looking for a kill on the Yanara. Yanara able to return at least some of the heat. Missing, gonna fall to pieces. One turret gonna fall down, leaving one remaining. That
they're gonna try.
Still coming online. They're gonna look for an angle. Hopefully think better of it and back off.
Dire position, but now Ultra Prime back in a very commanding spot. Exactly how we saw them before. Flash in.
We're going to activate the Crescent Guard. We're going to flash over the wall. Kroko in a bit of trouble. Going to run directly into Kiana. Once again, going to take them down. Up still. Just absolutely dominating the competition. Shockwave to lock them down, but that's really just to add insult to injury. That was dead either way. Only 3 members here on the defense. Victor going to get chopped down. Sion does not care about these towers as he manages to just tank shot after shot, looking for an angle, looking for a way to end. Yanara going in, getting really close to taking down the Kiana, but it's just not going to be enough. There's only a couple here on the defense, only one remaining turret, and this appears to be the end. One final ditch effort as the Pop Blossom comes in, but we immediately get knocked out in game number 1 is going to fall to Up. Game number 1 is going to fall to the underdogs, Gebetto.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.